Hello and welcome to episode 3 of building a Lego city. So if you didn't see the last episode, we actually made quite a lot of progress putting these buildings into the city, and then we also placed the curbs along the roads onto the modulars. So in today's episode we're probably going to be putting the park in the centre here, and the parts that I've been waiting for to fix the roads up, they are now here so we can get that done. So here is the order of parts I've been waiting for over a month now, and these are the parts that are going to be used for doing roads. Now I've got some black pieces here for finishing the railings on the park. So I think the first thing we're going to do today is fill in the roads with those tiles I just showed you, and that way the road will be done and then it will look really nice against these modulars. So I've now placed in all of those 2x4 dark grey tiles into the road, and I think that really has finished the road off nicely and makes it look definitely more complete. So I'm really happy with how the roads have turned out, but I think the next thing to do is to start finishing on the park just over here. Now this looks like it is already done, but there are a few little things we need to do. Now these railings on top of here, just where those black studs are, we're going to place some like spike effect pieces on that, just so it finishes the top of that off. Okay, so I'm over by the park now, and this is the design for the top of the wall here. So it's just like a railing that stops you from climbing the wall because it's spiky on the top. So I'm going to continue this design the whole way around the park. So these are the parts I'm using for it. I've just got loads of these 1x1 circular pieces with the hole. And then we have these pneumatic pieces. Now these aren't very common, but I thought these pieces would work perfect for this. So it's about 230 of each of those. So I've now finished the railing on top of the wall for the park. I'm really liking how this has turned out. I think this just finishes off the park perfectly. So the park is pretty much finished. There's really not much to do to it now. So I think the next job is to place it into the city. So I've now placed the park into the city here, and it's definitely making the city look a lot more complete. And I think that really finishes off the look of the city. So it is looking a bit empty at the minute, but that'll all change when we put the cars and obviously the minifigures into the city. That'll just liven it all up, and then the park should look much better. But that will probably be one of the last things we do to the city. I've also come up with a design for a traffic light here, so I'm quite happy with this design. I'm going to get 11 more of these traffic lights here, place them into these T-junctions, as there's 4 T-junctions, so that's 12 traffic lights. And then that should look really nice when those are in as well. So what's going to happen next is I need to order some parts to go along this front edge here, where you see those studs on the green. And then we do need to put in some ramps to get up to garages and entrance ways, like the corner garage here. Also over here by the construction zone, there's a few tiles that I don't have. And we also need some slope pieces for the crossing here, just so the pavement or the sidewalk can flow into the road where the crossing is quite nicely. So I've just been working on a design for the facade that's going to go next to the boutique hotel here. Here is what I've come up with. I made it roughly the same height because if it was any taller, it might look a bit stupid in that position. So this is just supposed to look like it's the end of the building. So I'm quite happy with this design, and let's go place it into the city and see what it looks like. So the facade is now placed into the city. Now there is no pavement there. It will look a lot better when there's pavement on that section. But I think this looks really nice next to the El Cubo Fine Art Gallery. And it might be quite tricky to see, but I've placed a few flowers on top, or leaves, just so it matches the ones on the modular next to it. So I think that facade will look great there. Now we just need to work on the other one on the other side. So I've now created some designs for the other side. Here is what it looks like. And then I've made one of the inverted corners as well. Really liking how this one's looking. So let's go place them into the city and see what they look like. So the right hand side facade is now in. It might be quite hard to see with this hotel sign here, but that definitely finishes off that edge there. We just need to wait for some pavement pieces, and that should be looking really nice. And then we also have the back corner on the right hand side now placed in. This is the inverted corner because unfortunately there is no such thing as a Lego branded one. So I had to design a facade. This is the facade here, and I think this fits in really nicely with the pet shop and the townhouse. The only thing that needs doing is this skylight here. You can see a bit of the structural support behind, so I'm going to have to put some black card or something behind that, just so that's hidden. But now that those two are in, that's definitely made the city look a whole lot nicer. I just need to design the left hand side going over there in that corner, and then we're pretty much done with all the buildings.